For your comments.
Obviously, our team went out there with an attitude. We wanted to make a statement today. We talked about that yesterday and today, that we wanted to make this a statement game. This was not last year. It was not deja vu. I thought we started off the game really well. I thought we were good the first 20 minutes. Once we got into the lead, they're a team that obviously is fighting for their playoff lives. So they started to throw everything at us. We scored a good goal on a counter against a run, but we knew we were going to get counter opportunities. That was something we were planning for. And obviously they kept the pressure on in the second half, again, because they're a desperate team and they're looking for things, and we did a good job of finishing, again, a couple of counter-attacking opportunities and some good combinations. So I'm very pleased with our attitude and the result today.
After you guys went up 2-0, it looked like you called over a few of the players to tell them something. What was it that you were telling them?
No, we were just saying, to sit that they were getting chances, because sometimes our two midfielders would both go forward, and Fernandez cheats. He doesn't defend, so he just sits in that hole. And so we had to make sure that somebody would be aware of him there, because we didn't want our center back stepping out that high to him.
Did it seem like an extra physical match, or was, I think 7 cards?
It's always going to be an intense game. I think Ozzy's yellow. I don't know. I haven't seen the replay, but I don't think Ozzy touches him. I think the guy embellishes the whole thing, and then he gets up and he sprints off. That to me is bad, because you're doing that to a fellow professional. But I'm sure there were some cards that were deserved for sure in there on both sides. In terms of some of the tackles. But it's always going to be a physical game. But you hate to see players embellish and try and draw cards on the people.
Oba had been doing a lot of little things well, but hadn't gotten on the score sheet in a league game in a while. How important is it for a striker to be able to kind of get that tally going again?
It's really important for Oba. It's also important for Clint to get on the board, and the combinations were good. We had talked about making sure we got wide a little bit. The first goal came from a great, combination, Evans and Yedlin, and he got behind, and that low hard cross. We've been talking about that. The second goal, I think Oba had the assist on that one, to Dempsey, and the second goal. What a lot of people don't realize is, Dempsey made an 80-yard run to get into the box on that thing, or 75-yard run. He was at least 15 yards behind the center circle. So, that's just tremendous effort and awareness and commitment. So that was good. Getting Oba on the board again with the second one where he dribbles through, is obviously a good goal for him. Dempsey sets up Barrett. Comes in, continues to score goals for us. So those are all good things. Strikers love scoring goals.
How does this rank in the pantheon of away victories you've chalked up in the near 6 years in MLS?
This one's near the top. This one's definitely near the top. It's a good feeling just because of everything that's been going on. You look right now. We went through a 5-game stretch, right? 5-game stretch beginning with Houston, where we played 5 games in 14 days. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in that stretch we went 3-1-1. We beat Chicago as well in the Open Cup, and everybody was talking about we've only won 2 of our last 5 in league, or 2 of our last 6 in league. We're 3-1-1 in our last 5 games in a 14-game stretch. I think that's what our team is. And sometimes the Open Cup victories don't get included in that stuff, and people, it's like sometimes I always love it when you guys write this. I'm going to pick on you guys right now. I love it when you write this where there's an off season and you say, the guy in March hasn't scored a goal since October. Well, it's tough to score a goal. It's tough to score a goal when you're on break. So for me, that's what I look at. And so that's what we talked about as a team, and that's why we said stay positive after the last game. And sometimes those things happen, but our attitude of our team is good.
That being said, what can you say about the stretch of 5 games?
It's tremendous, for me to sit there and say, okay, we ended up winning away at Portland. We ended up putting ourselves into the Open Cup final. We ended up getting 7 points in league and in those 4 games, right? Is that correct? 7 points in 4 games, 3-1-1. 2-1-1. So 7 points in 4 games is almost averaging 2 points a game, which is what we've been close to averaging all season. So, that doesn't sound like a slump to me.
Sounds like you guys may have not been worried about it inside, but was there a sense that you wanted to kind of quiet the people comparing last year?
Yeah, because this isn't last year. This isn't last year. It's a different group. It's a different team. There's a different attitude, and this team knows what they want. And right now we're still on top in the Supporter Shield. We're still on top in the Western Conference. We're in an Open Cup final, and we still are looking at playoffs ahead of us. So we're still, the Germans always say, your weddings. We're still dancing in 3 weddings. So.
With Pineda's return, was this sort of an absolute first choice lineup that you had out there tonight?
I mean, I don't know what's a first choice lineup because you always have little aches and little injuries, but obviously getting Pineda back is helpful to our team. I thought he played a good game. He probably played where some guys might not have played with his ankle injury, but he's a competitor, and once the adrenaline flows, I'm sure he's pretty sore right now. But it was a lineup that we were very happy putting out on the field today.
You're obviously pretty used to seeing the away support that you get here, but did today seem even more vocal than it seemed like you were even more audible than normal?
Our fans or me?
Well, the fans.
Probably, no, the fans were great. They were fantastic, and I normally don't wear a scarf at away games, and I wore the scarf here because there's a supporters group a Seattle supporters group that's based out of Portland, and so they said, if we get you our scarf, will you wear it for the Portland game? I said, normally I don't. And that's when I was up here for the All-Star game. I said, but if you get me the scarf before the game, I'll wear it. And so when I came back from breakfast in my room, there was a package and there was a scarf, and that's why I wore that. So my thanks to the Seattle segment of the ECS.
You gonna wear it again? Could be good luck.
It's only a away game in Portland that we wear it in. So I don't want to. I'm trying to break all my superstitions, but I can't.
What does it mean to get 8 goals down here in Portland this season?
Obviously, they're a good team. No, I don't want to take anything away from their team. They're a quality team. We've played them 4 times this year, and we've been able to score goals. They've scored 7 goals on us as well. So it's important that we scored goals on the other side. But, I think, we've been able to exploit counter opportunities. We'll be able to exploit seams at times, and I think we've done a good job of our collective defending, when they're attacking us.
Any more questions?
Thanks, Sigi. Congrats.